Greetings and welcome on le HexaTrek, le Trou de France.
Maman, maman.
My name is Thomas Bouissagé, aka Cartapouille. I will try to do a video series every week.
Oh, look at this guy in his tiny window, in this tiny house on this tiny hill, with his tiny beret. How adorable is it to see myself 5 months before, when I was starting to hike the HexaTrek, and I was full of ambition. Mind you, it's a brand new trail that we are trying to put together. It's 3,000 kilometers from Wissembourg to Hendaye to cross France in its entirety. It's gigantic, and I'm wanting to film everything on my camera on top of trailblazing it and sending all of this 4K footage to an editor every week to have a weekly show while I was hiking. This is too much. This is way too much ambition. So obviously none of that would happen. And something else happened. But I hiked it. I hiked it entirely.
And here I am, 3,000 kilometers later, with a moustache and trying to make sense of those 2,000 video clips that I took during my hike. This will be a documentary series of unbalanced episodes. Some will cover a longer distance because, well, I would film less when I didn't have a good mood and didn't feel it. I had a lot of ups and downs during this hike, and I think the documentary will show that.
This guy you're seeing preparing his bag now is terrified. He didn't know if he could hike such a long distance, had no idea how to use that camera, nor what to shoot. This first episode will take us from Wissembourg to Barr, less than 200 kilometers of the HexaTrek. Expect to see a lot of castles, trail magic, and discover the wild animal I had to physically fight. But first, here is the departure. With William and Kevin, the other members of the HexaTrek Association, we came to this crossroad to build a little monument. After a local dog baptized it by shitting on it, first trail magic appeared.
So we thought we were going, but actually, this car that is going is just a local. When we were dealing with the sign, it just stopped and he said, "Hey, I'm going to give you a bottle of wine because everything you see around me, all this vineyard is mine." And actually he didn't give us one bottle, but 3 bottles. This is the first trail magic. We didn't even start yet, and we already have 3 bottles of wine for free just because we're here.
We can't promise that you're going to get this experience, but hey,
Yeah,
trail magic. It's 12 kilometers zero.
it's insane.
This first day I walked with Kevin and made him carry the bottle. The only way to slow him down, actually. It was hard to get into hiking again, but every break reminded me why I like long-distance hiking. I never really liked the actual hiking, like using my legs like a damn horse. Nah, what I really like to do is stopping.
This is the best moment of the hike. This exact moment, but it's fake because I had to go set up the camera first. Refuge du pigeonnier, a refuge for
Pigeon.
dogs.
Pigeon.
And at the Refuge du Pigeonnier, because this time I can say it, you have this cute little table. Perfect to have a meal and expose your bald skull to everybody. You should not do that.
Kevin spent a month alone tracing the way and building the app before we create the HexaTrek Association. But theory and reality are like being overweight and climbing steep hills. They sometimes don't mix that well.
And how many times did you go on the wrong direction since the beginning of the HexaTrek?
10 kilometers ago.
I'm kind of a guide, but the guide that you don't have to follow. I'm my own guide and never follow me. I'm just, I'm always, never get lost. Always a little bit.
After getting logically lost, never but a little bit, we set camp for the first night on a dreamy spot at night, drank the bottle, and were blessed by an amazing sight in the morning. It's the morning. It's very cold. There is a nice, very nice fog on the castles
Kevin is still sleeping. It's very quiet. It's very nice.
Ah oui.
Eh oui.
Ah oui. Ah oui, on n'est pas là pour déconner.
That will be the first castle of an infinite series, but not all are possible to visit. The Fleckenstein Castle was built in the 12th century, but is now mostly glorified ruins. Still, being able to visit a 900 years old castle during a thru-hike seems quite extraordinary. But then it gets ordinary, for the sheer amount of castles on the way. Because of the historical wealth and strategic position of Alsace, the trek is riddled with those greatly adjusted piles of rock. Some you can actually visit.
Lovely view though. Check it out.
Some that are so random and covered in vegetation that you have to summon your inner Lara Croft to visit.
So is there anything to see? Is it documentary worthy? He didn't answer. Let's try it. This is as castle-y as it gets.
I said goodbye to Kevin, who hitchhiked into civilization and continued exploring this part of the world which didn't know the concept of programmed obsolescence.
Another goddamn castle. But this time, if they think I'm stupid enough to climb like all those stairs in the middle of a thru hike, they're sorely mistaken. Not twice. God damn it, they got me.
From ruins to ruins, I quickly reached the 100-kilometer mark and could finally do something I was dreaming about. Being the first on the trail and walking really slowly, dozens of other hikers were on my tracks. It actually became a game for the HexaTrek community to try and catch up with me, which proved surprisingly hard. But most importantly, it allowed me to enhance their experience. First, by setting up signs along the way, as we had agreement with the Club Vosgien to place them on this section. And finally, indicate the 100-kilometer mark, which is very symbolic.
Do it. I get to do it. And it's nice because I know a lot of people are coming, like directly, I hope not. A few people have started after me, so they'll be there in a few days. And they're going to see that. They're going to see this sign, and it makes me super proud that I can give that to them. So yeah. Hope you can see it correctly.
This first section was a perfect introduction to stage 1 of the HexaTrek, with endless forests, point of view, amenities, but also a reminder of the dark history of the region, when crossing the Nazi concentration camp of Struthof that killed approximately 17,000 people. It is kept intact, but I didn't have time to visit it. Luckily, good things happened to lift the mood, like this tacos place offering me my meal and a bag full of leftover food to bring with me to bivouac. And it ends in this beautiful and unexpected Mont Saint-Odile, where an abbey exists since the year 680. That's even before the 1000. It's since 680. Well, they probably improved the beers since then, though.
And it was almost impossible for me to pass on the opportunity to drink it. I'll be late for today. Maybe I won't make it to the place I wanted, but this is just too lovely not to have a beer. Let me have a seat.
But Alsace nature is not harmless. It has a vicious and aggressive wildlife. I'm not talking about your common boars, bears, tigers, hippos, or honey badgers that just don't care. Those are nothing here. But as I walked in this perfect bivouac spot called La Pépinière, I noticed who my opponent would be for the night.
Moi je vais là. Tu vas où?
C'est pas une réponse. Ça veut rien dire, hein?
This is now the best moment. Not the fact that I was talking in French to a poultry that probably doesn't speak French. Finally. And apparently tonight I'm going to have a barbecue because there's a barbecue right here. If I had a cameraman, this is the great moment to pan the camera to show it. But I'm alone. Well, if I'm not talking about Donald here, the poultry, it's Donald now. And I guess I'll have a barbecue for two. Right, Donald? You should fly away.
But he didn't. And he became more and more aggressive towards me until the explosion. It happened so suddenly that I couldn't film it. Here is a video taken after the incident.
Actually, this thing attacked me several times. First the shoes, and then I was sitting down. And it attacked me on my face. It flew and tried to scratch and pick my face. How do you defend yourself from a hardcore chicken? A badass faisan? I literally don't know. I feel like I am either too strong, I'm going to kill it, or too weak, and I'm going to be disrespected by a fucking poultry. I have no idea. So I threw a rock at it so that it can learn some respect and doesn't attack me, and I shouted, and now it seems to be taking some kind of distance, but I'm afraid it would come back during the night to destroy my tent. What the fuck is this thing? Why is it attacking me? I just want to have a barbecue. Although, if I win, barbecue.
Luckily, my intimidation tactics worked and I could spend the night. But he came back in the morning and he was looking at me in the distance, claiming back its territory. I'm now aware of the name of this monstrosity with feathers. It's called a reeve pheasant. And it is known for being extremely aggressive and territorial and will attack anything that goes by, whether it's a hiker, an elderly person, a car, a quad, even a bear. This thing attacks anything. So if you ever want to stop at La Pépinière along the HexaTrek, be ready, because your settlement won't happen without a brawl. Not every night was as eventful, luckily. Quite the opposite, with most nights being perfect bivouac spots.
This is the reason why I hike. You will find this kind of fire pit that is asking for just one thing. A good blow. And yet this is the TV of the mountains. This is where the fun is at.
But after 200 kilometers of hiking without a shower, I was happy to take a rest day in the communal camping of Barr, thus ending this episode. See you on the next one, if the scouts there haven't devoured me.
Yes, I have to retrieve the camera.
Et soudain tout s'arrête de mon rêve d'enfant et je vois apparaître la vraie vie des grands. J'ai le temps, maman, maman, je ferai